chips are the mainstay for student diets. It may taste good, but the odds are the chicken has been made from the other side of the world and probably being bred in some of the worst conditions. So I'm here on a mission to discover whether food can be locally grown in Lewisham and Deptford. Just off Deptford High Street on Tennis Hill, which as you can see has been newly paved, is a brand new cafe and shopping town called Deptford Deli. So let's go and find out. The Deptford Deli, which has recently opened and includes a cafe, is managed by Ian Coventry.
I'm making a sandwich from Keen's cheddar, which is like one of the best cheddars you can get. It comes from Neil's Yard. And this is a homemade apple and raisin chutney that we made last year, last year's harvest. I think food's a really, really, really important part of our lives. And, you know, we don't spend enough time thinking about it or concentrating on it. And, you know, we get fed stuff that's not good for us. And I think, you know, we should spend more time sort of thinking about it, really. Our lamb comes from a city farm on the outskirts of the city.
Well, here we are on Shooters Hill on a small 89-acre farm, and we have 55 ewes, which are all in lamb at the moment, and we're due to start lambing at the beginning of April, and most of the lambs will go for meat. Most of them will either go to local individuals or local outlets and shops. If you tasted it, you'd realise it was much better than something you got in a plastic pack.
We're in Deptford Creek, Theatre Arm, and we're on my workshop barge next to my houseboat and also next to my apiary. I think anything produced locally has got to be a good thing, and if you produce something for yourself, it always tastes better. And it also probably hasn't been monkeyed about with. I mean, just about every food product you see in a supermarket, unless it's organic, has had something done to it or something added to it or whatever.
Further down Deptford Creek is the Laban Centre, internationally known for its excellence in dance, but less well known for its excellent cafe.
We get our honey from a man called Julian, who lives on a boat on the creek, just by the Bird's Nest pub. He's got an amazing piece of land, actually, quite close to his boat. It's not very big. He's got lots of pots and growing things everywhere. It's like a little oasis.
We get herbs from the sort of herb garden just round down the road in Deptford. And we try to get things. You know, we try to buy kind of local fruit and vegetables, and by local we mean Kent.
Herbs don't get much more local than this. A herb garden tucked away down Deptford High Street.
People are having the initiative to grow their own food more, and over the last few years I've seen more projects getting involved with the herb garden and projects coming up where people are developing their own ideas.
I think that the TV programmes that Jamie Oliver and Hugh Fearnley-Whittingstall have done about the conditions animals that are kept in and the things that are being fed to our children in the school will change. But yeah, I think people are, when you see a battery chicken hobbling around in a tiny little space, you know, obviously not having any kind of quality of life, that kind of changes the way you think about your food. It does with some people anyway, and I think that is making a difference. People are more concerned about what they're eating, where it's come from, and how it's arrived on their plate.
So we're cutting out all the mileage and cutting down our carbon footprint and selling locally to people, which surely has to be a better thing than buying your lamb from a farm in Wales or Scotland that's been brought down by road.
And I think people have always grown their own food. I think, unfortunately, because of intensive farming methods and the supermarkets who have taken absolute control of our food chain, which I believe is a really sad thing. And people are taking back as much land as they can possibly get, There's been an absolute resurgence of people wanting allotments.
It's about being kind of selfless in a way. It's about not doing things that are going to impinge on the lives of other people in a negative way. It's about living your life in a kind of positive way. Or some people also feel more comfortable when they know where things have come from. I'm like that. It's a good way to live your life. If you think about what you're doing, and not just about the person who's standing next to you and the effects of what you do on the person right next to you, but the effects on the person who's living on the other side of the planet.